Welcome to Oh No the Zozo Show. I'm that gayish friend that wants you to enjoy every bit of your orgasm because you fucking deserve it. So I don't plan on this one being a heavy hitter, but the words, I'm sorry. Now listen, they carry a lot of weight. Did you do something wrong? Or are you just apologizing to keep peace sake? So, fuck it. Let's talk about it. Today's episode is I'm sorry. Now, you guys know I said growing up I was often a people pleaser, and being the youngest of four, I was always told what to do and always made sure that I needed to make sure everything was easy peasy and a-okay, and to not get in anybody's way and not get into any trouble. But, it's also the youngest of four. I wanted to cause some chaos. But when I did get in trouble, I said sorry. And when I didn't feel like I was in trouble, I said sorry. And when I knew I wasn't in trouble, I said sorry. Yeah, no, it sounds pretty sorry, right? But continually saying sorry when I didn't feel as though I was sorry definitely carried on well into my adulthood and definitely caused a little bit of chaos internally just because I was always compromising. I mean, should you apologize for being yourself? No, and I often found that I was doing that. Why be sorry for being yourself? If you come across individuals who aren't willing to accept you for who you are, that's their issues, and fuck them. Everybody is not for everybody. To apologize for being yourself or living your life is lowering yourself. Saying another person's way of doing something is better or more worthy, it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't. Now, if you find yourself apologizing for being yourself, stop. Just cut it out. Now, don't get me wrong. If you've clearly fucked up, the best thing you can do is just admit that to yourself and apologize. However, you should stop apologizing when there's nothing to apologize for. And, oh gosh, I used to be so exhausted with myself for doing this because it's just like, why am I apologizing? I feel like I'm a child. Or why is somebody apologizing to me when they've clearly done nothing wrong? Maybe to de-escalate a situation. Sure, maybe. However, apologies that don't come with any real substance or any true meaning behind it. Sometimes an apology that comes with no real meaning or concern or action behind it is worse than no apology at all sometimes. But over-apologizing can come at a cost. First, it weakens the sentiment in those when it's warranted. Like I said, why are you apologizing? What merits this apology? And secondly, it can appear to make you less confident, which can in turn make you less confident. You apologizing for a bad sex session even though you know you clearly weren't at fault? Used to do that many, many times, but that was before I became like a ho-ho, and I'm not going to apologize anymore for a bad fuck session. Like, if it's not good, it's just not going to happen anymore. And that's okay. That's where I've come at a crossroads and said, okay, I'm like, if they're willing to make the adjustments to satisfy my needs, and I'm willing to make the adjustments to satisfy their needs, there should be no need for an apology if things aren't the best outcome when it comes to sex, because it's going to be good. Of course, going back to if you are at fault, apologizing is more than fine. Apologizing is great as well for you because you also convey remorse and regret to the person or persons that you hurt, And you also let them know that you know how to plan to avoid making the same mistake in the future. Now, if they're apologizing and they're doing it over and over and over again, you decide where you need to go from there. However, somebody apologizes and they change their actions, you know that there's a genuine apology. There is extreme sentiment and honesty behind that apology. Some great ways for you to apologize in the event that you are trying to repair things is to acknowledge your role. You know, it's not always easy, especially when I fuck up. I fucked up this week, and I made a little taboo, and I got a little hot-headed or defensive, and I had to recognize that, my words have power, and I had to scale back and apologize. Um, you know, Second one is, of course, show remorse. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Express, concern for their feelings and concern for your feelings. It's okay to express how you might have felt, but at the end of the day or the end goal, your apology should be about making the other person feel as though they understand where you went wrong. And avoid making excuses. Like, oh, because I felt this way, or because I did this, or I thought that. I'm sorry shouldn't come with a but. Say all the things you need to say beforehand. I was frustrated, I was angry, I was upset. I feel as though you upset me. Regardless of how I was feeling, I'm sorry. There's still a lot before that, but after, and I'm sorry, there shouldn't be much left to say, personally speaking. Also, ask for forgiveness. If the person that you hurt is willing to talk it out with you and forgive you and hug it out, then that's great. Grow from that and learn from that experience and carry on with your bond. Now, I really want to circle back to apologizing to yourself. But I highly encourage you to stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and take a few deep breaths. Maybe close your eyes and think about something that you've been beating yourself up over, and then open them and give yourself a heartfelt apology. Say I'm sorry to yourself. A sincere apology to yourself is going to bring that relief. Now, of course, it's not going to erase any of the hurt or pain that might have come from the actions that you caused. But, again, it does establish a boundary of you saying, okay, I am not going to do this anymore. And the more you strive harder in the future to prevent it from happening, the more you're going to see yourself grow. And a few things that you can do is, one, tell the truth about how you're feeling. Be honest with yourself. It's not easy. It's not pretty. Ooh. But it's healing. Second one, imagine yourself how you might feel had you been in somebody else's shoes. Imagine, walking a mile in somebody else's moccasins. I said it earlier. And third, say something to connect yourself with love. Start loving yourself. And say, okay, I fucked up this way, but here's how I grew from this, or here's how I'm going to try and make it better, or here's how I'm going to live tomorrow to try and not make the same mistakes I made before, while not beating yourself up about it. Okay? Well, let's get to a Nookie fact. Nookie fact. The use of yellow spot colors served as a signal of receptivity for sexual activity in chameleons. It's also a pretty awesome color. Happy Nookie facts, and back to the show. Mwah! Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Unless you're really sorry. Then apologize. However, here's a little confession. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry about this. You know the guys on Maury that go on expecting to be the daddy and who aren't the daddy? Those can get it any day. I know. I gotta make magic out of tragedy, okay? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in, and love yourselves. Say sorry to yourselves, and be sure to say sorry to others when you know you've done wrong, but don't give them away freely, okay? I love you. Thanks for tuning in. I will catch you next week. Mwah. As always, love and peace. Oh. And if you've liked everything, like, share, subscribe, follow. Lots of great stuff to come. And I hope you guys come at some point this week. Again, as always, love and peace. This is Zoe. Mwah. I gotta say train. Trying to let the dog know who really running things. Come get your clues.